I'm Jamie, and today I'm introducing Ian Chesterton from the first Doctor's era.
Companion of the first Doctor, whose serials, a courageous man who rides horses, fights with swords and knows pressure points. He is also a science teacher, fiercely protective of Barbara, an all-around great companion. If only the BBC didn't lose his episodes in Chesterton.
Ian was a companion from 1963 to 1965. Ian was a science teacher at Coal Hill School in the 1960s London. Ian and Barbara Wright unwillingly joined the Doctor and Susan in the Tardis.
What?
The two spent years trying to return home, during which Susan departed.
We are not idiots. We want to go home.
Yes, home. I want to sit in a pub and drink a pint of beer again. I want to walk in a park and watch a cricket match. Above all, I want to belong somewhere, do something, instead of this aimless drifting around in space.
Aimless? I tried for 2 years to get you both home.
Well, you haven't been very successful, have you?
How dare you, young man?
And they were joined by Vicky Pallister, before ultimately managing to return to their time in a Dalek time machine. They went on to marry.
Goodbye, Doctor. Thanks for the ride.
It was fun, Doctor. Goodbye.
Their eventual marriage is revealed in the fourth series of the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Women.
Ian later had adventures with the 5th and 11th Doctors and was reunited with Susan during the last Great Time War.
No, don't kill me, don't.
It depends on you. I want the answers to some questions.
If I can help you, I will, I promise.
On a friend of mine, an old man. He's been captured. Now, what's happened to him?
I don't know.
Is he dead?
No.
Where is he?
They took him to the preparation room, but it's nothing to do with me. I'm just a simple soldier.
What happens there? I said, what happens there?
He'll be got ready for the museum, but you can't help him once the process
What
starts.
process?
It's a kind of embalming.
How long does it take?
Well, several hours, but...
Take me there.
Well, you'll be killed.
Take me.
We'll both be killed.
As for Ian's personality, Ian provides the series with an action-oriented figure, able to perform the physical tasks that the elderly Doctor cannot. The Doctor rarely calls him by his first name, Ian, as the others do, but he rather calls him by his surname, Chesterton. There was also a small number of instances where William Hartnell calls him Chesterfield. His concern above all is for the safety of the TARDIS crew, and in the early stories he often takes issue with the Doctor's habit of placing the group in harm's way, just to satisfy his own curiosity. The chemistry between Barbara and himself is also evident, although the nature of their relationship is never made explicit in the series. Ian appears in a total of 16 stories and 77 episodes. Season 1, first episode, The Unearthly Child, in 4 parts. After that, it's The Daleks, with 7 parts. The Edge of Destructions, 2 parts. Marco Polo, 6 parts. The Keys of Marinus, 6 parts. The Aztecs, 4 parts. The Sensorites, 6 parts. The Reign of Terror, 6 parts. After that, it's Season 2. Planet of Giants, in 3 parts. The Dalek Invasion of Earth, 6 parts. The Rescue, 2 parts. The Romans, 4 parts. The Web Planet, 6 parts. The Crusade, 4 parts. The Space Museum, 4 parts. And last but not least, his final regular appearance, The Chase, with 6 parts. And then as for special appearances, he does also appear in The Power of the Doctor with the 13th Doctor.
And 14.
And 14, and Tegan, and Ace.
Wow. It was a fantastic adventure.
And of course, as always, he does also appear in numerous Big Finish audios, novels, comics, you know it. Now it's time for some trivia on Ian himself. The roles of Ian and Barbara, as respectively science and history teachers, were part of the series' original plan to alternate between science fiction and historical stories. Originally, Ian was going to be called Cliff.
You serious?
He was originally supposed to return in Modern Undead, but William Russell was unavailable, so his role was rewritten for the Brigadier. He was supposed to make a cameo in The Five Doctors, but William Russell declined. In the late 1990s, William Russell reprised the role of an aged Ian for a series of links in BBC Video's restoration of The Crusade.
Perfect.
It was filmed at his actual house, being passed off as Ian's house.
Fantastic.
Ian and Barbara are the only regular companions from the black and white era to meet a new series Doctor, having had an adventure with the 11th Doctor in the comic story Hunters of the Burning Stone.
Good job!
He was named after theologian G.K. Chesterton.
Huh?
At one stage, he was named C.E.E. Chesterton and was a headmaster.
Boring.
In the original outline, he was named Cliff after Cliff Richard and was described as a strong and courageous, a gorgeous dish. He was also said to be skilled at judo and gymnastics. Damn!
Hey yo, what the fuck?
The audio story, The Flames of Cadiz, reveals that Ian spent his early childhood in Sunderland. This is a reference to Sunderland being the birthplace of William Russell himself.
Wow.
And now it's time for trivia on the actor who played Ian himself, William Russell. From 2009, Russell reprised the role of Ian for Big Finish Productions' Companion Chronicles and The Lost Stories. In 2013, he voiced the first Doctor for the anniversary story, The Light at the End. 88 years old at the time of recording, he became the oldest actor to play the Doctor in any medium. He later reprised the role in subsequent First Doctor releases for the Early Adventures range, in addition to playing Ian and narrating the stories. His last portrayal of Ian for Big Finish was for the audio and anthology Susan's War. In 2022, he reprised the role of Ian on television for the first time since 1965, in the BBC special The Power of the Doctor.
So maybe this is where we share.
Dan, I've only been back a month, and I gotta say, I'm glad I'm not on the verge of being exterminated.
Sorry. Did you say... her?
In doing so, he became the oldest actor to work on modernized televised Doctor Who at the time of their involvement in production. Aged 96 at the time his scenes were recorded. His cameo in the episode reportedly broke the Guinness World Record for the longest gap between televised appearances as the same character. He is the 11th longest lived person associated to Doctor Who. And sadly, Russell died on June 3rd, 2024 at the age of 99, less than 6 months away from his 100th birthday.
What? What the fuck?
Making his cameo in The Power of the Doctor his final on-screen appearance as Ian.
Damn. That guy lasted a while. But still 99, that's...
I mean, the fact that we got a cameo of him in The Power of the Doctor at that age too, just even to get a cameo of Ian. Like, I remember when I watched the episode and it gets to the group where all the companions of the Doctor's past come together and you see Ian of all people. It's like,
I know, you were spazzing out about that.
I was so speechless because I was not expecting that. But to have one of the oldest companions still alive, besides Susan, obviously, it was like, you know?
See, that was the real 60th anniversary.
That was the real 60th anniversary. Like, sorry, I love David Tennant too, but I'm sorry, but Power of the Doctor was the real 60th anniversary because you had everyone in it. Everyone, almost everyone. You had all the other classic Doctors. You had all the companions that they could get. I mean, that was the real 60th anniversary.
Well, maybe it was a joke, like a ha 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 ha. I did it.
But it's like, that was the real 60th anniversary because you had Ian, you had Joe Grant, you had, God, I think there was Mel in there. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, Mel.
Obviously there's Ace and Tegan. And you had the 6th Doctor make a cameo, you had the 8th Doctor make a cameo, you had the 7th Doctor make a cameo, you had, the only one who was missing was the 4th Doctor, but that's, that's Tom Baker.
Well, the 4th Doctor didn't want to be part of it because he didn't want to be, like, in an assembly line of other Doctors. He wanted to be the one that stands out.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the one. That's why he declined it.
Yeah, which is fair, because he's up there, But it's just like, because you had all those special cameo appearances and everything, that felt like the real 60th anniversary. The actual 60th anniversary didn't feel like one. But that's a different story. As for my thoughts on Ian, well, he doesn't really stand out for me. I mean, he's a great character, don't get me wrong. He's a really good character, and I see what him and Ian represent for the First Doctor, and as honestly beginning companion characters, they represent obviously the humanity of what the Doctor will come across. Like, they are the first prime examples of what humanity will stand for the Doctor for centuries to come. That's who they are. That's who Ian is. He's that first spark of humanity that the Doctor, honestly, don't get this wrong in a weird way, but that he starts falling in love with for humanity, And obviously, Ian was the protector. He played the protector role in the group, for sure. And he watched over Susan, he watched over Barbara, and he tried to help the Doctor throughout the adventures, but also call him when he was being a little too much and stuff, Like I said, he's coming in with the humanity saying, hey, you're going a little bit overboard there, you probably shouldn't. That's not right, that's not safe, and it's dangerous.
My input is that Ian was actually a good character. He just had a little bit of story that they bleeded out over time. Yeah. So yeah, Ian's cool.
Ian's cool. That's pretty much the sum of it. Ian is cool, and he just like Barbara, he represents the humanity for the Doctor.
But isn't he like one of the few companions that actually did get another companion as a wife?
He is. That's actually a great point, as he's actually Ian and Barbara get married, obviously. And so it's kind of interesting how the first 2 companions to appear besides Susan end up getting married to each other. So that started the whole entire thing, and it's like, wow.
We soon learned to keep quiet, to keep it to ourselves. And by we, I mean Barbara and me.
And as for getting to know about Ian, he obviously is during the missing episodes run of the First Doctor era, so there's some episodes that aren't missing, but then obviously there are some that are missing, so. But the good part is that the BBC is, still doing animated episodes, so it's bringing back all those missing ones and filling in the gap. And then we have the box sets that are coming out for the First Doctor era. And so anyone who wants to know more about Ian can check those out and learn all you can.
But that is another story.
I know it's been a while, but we just got back from Gallifrey 1 not too long ago. And we have a ton of adventures there to tell eventually. I want to give a special shout out and thank you to my friends from Gallifrey 1, Chris, Ivy, and everyone else. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so wow. And as for our next video, we will be covering Barbara from the first Doctor's era, the person that Ian married.
Stop it. Get some help.